Good afternoon, friends and followers. Welcome to an afternoon flight taking those very lucky few Danish fans over to London Heathrow from Copenhagen. I'm not even sure in the real world they're actually meant to be able to travel. I know they've got about 8,000 fans estimated to be in the stadium tonight, 60,000 fans in total, so sounds like they're going to be outnumbered. Really looking forward to tonight's match, of course, as an Englishman. Once again, the jetway is connected to the incorrect side of the aircraft, but never mind, we'll have to learn to live with that. Good afternoon to Aircraft Aviation, Ben Hall, Wojciechowski, my apologies for that pronunciation, and Lewis, great stuff, and Darren's popping in as well. Going to see if you can watch it at work. Oh, don't get distracted too much, Darren. And Dr. Magic, good afternoon to you as well. So here we are then. Let's start getting all set up. We are on VATSIM, of course. Just double checking. Actually, we need to get. I need some Navigraph charts loaded. I forgot to do that at the start. Let me just get that sorted. I have them running on an external program. I know we're going to have them in the simulator as well, but I just find the simulator sometimes a little bit buggy. So I have them running on an external program, which is just easier. So we're parked at stand Bravo 10, and let's start getting her all fired up and ready to go. Whoops, starting with panning around in the camera. Let's sort that out. Oh, right, how many people are hoping for an England win tonight? I kind of get the feeling that if you're a neutral fan, people are going to be wanting Denmark to do well this evening, and I think I would as well if I was a neutral fan. Let's get those batteries on. Let's get the external power on, and let's just come off of Unicom for the moment. Then we'll have a look at that operational flight plan and see just exactly what fuel we're going to take with us today. Right, that's all the overhead nearly done with. Let's just do some checks. Stephen Humphreys, good afternoon to you as well. Good to have you on board. Dr. Magic, 3-0. To who? To who? That is the question. Okay, pull this in from Simbrief. Looks like we've just missed some nasty weather going over. Rollo, you're neutral, want Denmark to do well. Yeah, as I say, if I wasn't an English fan, obviously, then I think I also would be opting for Denmark this evening. I like an underdog. There's the next question. Who is the underdog in this flight? In this match? Planned block fuel is 5.6, 5.7 tons. The weather in London then today, I don't think is too bad. Let's just scroll down and have a look what we've got. So visibility should be good. Very much similar to yesterday, really. Just showers of rain, which obviously can reduce visibility down. But other than that, I don't think we're going to have too much of a problem. We had a high fuel burn yesterday. I'm not sure what's going on. I think something was going wrong in the simulator with the air density yesterday on real world weather. So we had a higher fuel burn than expected. So what I'm going to do is, if we take an extra ton on top of that, so if we go for 6.6 tons, that gives us an extra of 1.2 tons overall. So yeah, let's load 6.6 tons of fuel for the trip. Forgot to defuel the aircraft. There we go. Well, that's close to 6.7. So let's get that loaded in, reel, and let's go. Dr. Magic to Denmark. Well, we'll all wait and see. We're all going to wait and see. Right, refueling is underway. How about these passengers? Let's get them on board. We've got to get out of here and get over to London. Flight Sim Aviation, good afternoon. The sound is is satisfying. Good. You know what? I've not even got the QNH. What's the QNH of the weather doing here? 1017. Let's go ahead and set that up. There we are. Check the anti-skid is all sorted, and the clock is of course correct. Come down to the pedestal. Check the audio is fine. VHF 2 on the guard frequency. Switching panel is all good. Thrust levers and transponder. Parking brake. Doors are currently open, and flaps all where they should be. Transponder is on. Up to the top, 1017. That's looking a little dark. Let's get that turned up, shall we? There we are. That's all set. Flight directors 1 and 2 both on. Aviation enthusiast, I have no idea what the reg of the plane is, to be honest with you. Get the first officers turned off, and let's come down to the flight management guidance system. So I've already popped in the operational flight plan. That should be in the chat for you guys to go ahead and download that if you wish. 1 hour 34 minutes our flight time today. Our call sign is Scandi 51 Mike, Scandinavian 51 Mike. And let's go and check the performance, weight and balance page. Payload of just under 17 ton, 163 lucky passengers. 163 lucky passengers. Let's hope they're not so lucky tonight. Zero fuel weight is 58. That is correct. Let's load that aircraft weight in. 62, ignore, sorry, 65.2, ignore that though because we're still currently being defueled, so we're going to be departing with less weight than that. Okay, on to our aircraft status. Let's check. We've still got LEAP engines, yep, so that's the right database. We've got a valid air excital, all is good. Let's pull the init request in and see what's happening there. So the alternate is again London Gatwick, and as I said a moment ago, our call sign today is SAS 51 Mike. Cost index of 854380 minus 46 is the temperature. So we'll update that. And the tropo is about 33,500, so we'll just update that as well. Good. The flight plan. We're departing runway 22 right today, and that's on the Lango 1 Charlie departure. There it is. And then our arrival into London Heathrow, I'm expecting it's going to be ILS 27 left, and that's going to be on the Logan 2 Hotel. And that is via, now we're going to have the same problems I had yesterday here, aren't we? It should be from Lambourne. So I pop that in. I'll insert it now, and we're going to just have to check that on the flight plan. Do you know what? Actually, I can cheat. If I bring up the VFR map, let's just zoom out, scroll all the way over. Oh, that looks not quite right, does it? Okay, let's try again. It's because it's missing them, which is really annoying. So it should be via Lambourne. Is that this one here? No. Oh, yes it is. That's the one. It just took a moment to update. And insert. There we go. That is the correct departure. And HD, welcome. 22 right, 10. Oh, I took a guess and I was 5 off. Actually, no, I wasn't. I was only 3 off. 1014 for our thrust direction. Thank you. And the all-important standard engine out procedure. Okay, let's clear the VFR map. Don't need that now. 533 miles and 551 miles shown on the operational flight plan. Slight difference, but that's okay. And the RadNav page, we can pop in the Castrop VOR, which is Kilo Alpha Sierra. I'm going to pop this in on VOR 2, and then with regards to that engine out procedure, I'm going to pop in the CDA VOR. There we go. Okay, that's all set. And to the init B page, 58.0 and 28.9. Our trip wind on the flight today is a headwind of 42. That's in stark contrast to what we had yesterday. Headwind of 42 and 4.5 tons. We've got 6.6. HD, yeah, we'll take a performance from you if you're around for that. Here's the takeoff weight then, is 64.4 is the takeoff weight, and that's for 2 right. I think that's going to be full length. Yeah, via Alpha 1. So 64.4, Alpha 1, 2 right. Okay, so performance page, transition altitude is 5,000 feet. Thrust reduction and acceleration, as I said, now thank you HT for this, 1014, and engine out exactly the same. The simulator is going to round it down to 1010 anyway, so that's fine. Kyle Ellery, good afternoon, sir. Hope you are well. Thank you for joining us again. I'm going to put in flaps 1. I'm going to guess that's what we're going to get with regards to the regards to our takeoff today. So just whilst I'm waiting for the final performance checks from HD, let's just brief the taxi first of all. So we're currently parked at stand Bravo 10. We're going to push back and facing south. We're then going to taxi via Mike Zulu Alpha. I'll cross runway, which runway is this? Runway 12. And then continue on Alpha to Alpha 1, which is our departure. Our standard instrument departure is straightforward, and it is the Lango 1 Charlie extended center line to 1,500 feet. Or 2 miles from the Castrop VR, whichever is later. It's an RNAV departure, and then we head out to Tobis. Initial flight clearance is flight level 70, so we'll go ahead and pop that in as well in a second. But other than that, that looks nice and straightforward. Transition altitude 5,000 feet, 1,600 feet is our minimum safe. Cholty, good afternoon as well. Let me get rid of that. So let's just pop in that initial climb of 7,000 feet. And here comes HD with the information. So flex 70, flap 1, 147, 147, 148. Thank you very much. 147, 147, 148. No speed restrictions on the departure either, so don't need to worry about that. Oh, is that Alpha 3 we're going for? That's fine. Just update my notes. It's all the same way. Good stuff. Right, so that's our departure briefing. Talked about how we're going to do the taxi and where we're taxiing to. With regards to problems after departure, we'll return here. Opposite runway, it's going to be not the opposite runway, but the runway next to us, which is 22 left, is currently in in use. So what we would be doing is, if we had an engine out after departure at 1,600 feet, it is a left-hand turn to the CDA VOR. We can turn that on just here. In fact, strangely enough, why is that not picking that up? That's a bit weird. CDA VOR. Can we pick up the Castrop VOR? Well, the Castrop VOR's giving us the distance. Not sure why the CDA isn't. So, to the CDA holding point, it's a left turn as well to that, and then once we hold, it's a right-hand turn holding pattern. Transition altitude 5,000 feet, initial climb 570, and minimum safe altitude is 1,600 feet. Threats to be aware of is making sure we don't, in fact I'm going to leave that on because we don't want to, we want to fly on the runway heading until 2 miles from Castrop or 1,500 feet, whichever is is later. And HTCDA is outside the 25 miles, so worth being aware of minimum safe altitude. It's still very low around Denmark. Yeah, nice low level airport. This, isn't it? Right. Well, that's our departure briefing done. Let's have a look. Looks like the refueling's all finished, so we'll get the fuel pumps on. We'll get the APU started. The last of the passengers are boarding now. So APU master 1, 2, 3. That's now on. Oh, last of the passengers has just boarded. Let's close the doors and get rid of that ridiculous jetway, which is connected to the wrong side of the aircraft.
Captain, all passengers are on board and we're finished setting up. Doors are also now closed.
Great stuff, thank you very much.
Okay, so APU is on its way, and we'll start getting ready to push back. We'll make some controls, make some announcements on air traffic control as well. Here we are, and there you can see the gas jet blast from the APU. Let's tell the pushback tug he can start getting in position as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking. My name is Gavin, and I'd like to welcome you on board this Airbus A320neo aircraft. Our flight time today should be as scheduled, and we're not anticipating any delays or any bad weather, so we should have a nice, pleasant and safe flight for you. In the next few minutes or so, we'd like you to get yourselves seated, sat down safely with your seatbelts fastened, and make sure the hours are kept clear of our cabin crew who are bound seating other fellow passengers. The ground crew are nearly finishing loading everything into the aircraft, so we look forward to a safe and pleasant flight with you today, and we thank you for choosing to fly with the Easyjetsimpilot. Thank you.
Okay, so the tug's already in position. I was probably a bit premature there, but the GPU is disconnected and away. The APU is running, so we're all good. Let's just do a couple of final checks, then we'll run the pre-flight checks. Oh, hang on, where's he going? I thought he was already in position, or is he fighting another tug? Oh, I'm not sure what's going on there. Never mind. Noticeable steering is now... okay, we'll need to call him again. But anyway, let's just go to our data, check the IRS. That's all good, and systems are normal. Fuel 66 and balanced. APU burning fuel from the left tank. That's fine. Okay, let's run our before start checklist to the line. Cockpit preparation then is all set and complete. Signs are on and auto. It is 3.5 green. Fuel quantity we've checked is set and balanced. Flight management guide system again all set. Let's just turn those constraints on. And altimeter is 1017.
Cabin crew, please arm doors and cross check.
So over to Unicom and we'll announce our departure 122.8. Copenhagen Kastrup traffic, Scandinavian 51 Mag, pushing back from stand Bravo 10, facing south. Before start checklist below the line then. How is that tug driver doing? No, I need to call him again. What's more interesting, I've got end pushback there, he's not even connected. And I've got no nose wheel steering disconnected. Let me end the pushback and then we'll start the pushback again, see if that kicks him into gear. There we go. Right, nose wheel steering is disconnected. I've just turned on the beacon light. Let's start the timer running. IQ pressure is checked. Transponder set to auto. Thrust levers are at idle, and we can run the before start checklist below the line. Windows and doors are closed and armed. Rotating beacon light is on. Mobile phone is not turned off. Naughty. But parking brake is on, and we're about to push this push the aircraft back now, so I shall release the parking brake in a second, and we'll get those engines started. Let's lock the flight deck doors. We can release that parking brake, and well, let's start heading back, and we're going to look forward to a nice flight over across to London Heathrow. So let's get those engines started. Check APU bleed. Yep, that's on. And engine mode selector to ignition, starting engine 1. Now I'm just going to go outside of the aircraft because we weren't exactly parked too well just here. Bit of a drunk parking session from our previous pilot by the looks of things.
Ladies, gentlemen and channel members, on behalf of the crew I ask that you now please direct your attention to the monitors and cabin crew as we review the emergency crises. There are 6 emergency exits on this A320neo. Please take a minute to locate the one closest to you and note that it may be behind you. Count the number of rows to the exit. Should the cabin experience a pressure loss, stay calm and listen for instructions from your cabin crew. Oxygen mask will drop down from above your seat. Place the mask over your mouth and nose like this and pull the strap to tighten it. If you attract
Engine number 1 stabilized, starting engine 2.
mask on first before helping others. In the unlikely event of an emergency landing and
There's a Norwegian aircraft over there. I've not heard any of the traffic on VATSIM, incidentally.
located beneath your seat. Emergency lighting in the floor will guide you to your nearest exit.
And maybe a 223, 7 miles out, runway 22 left.
Stowed away safely during the flight. Whilst we wait
Right, so let me come back into the chat just whilst we're pushing back. Rajesh, hello. And see, you're watching this live from the middle row of an New Zealand A321neo. Wow, that's some Wi-Fi. That's really impressive.
to make your journey with us more enjoyable. Thank you for your attention.
I've got a speed brake config warning there. What's going on here? For 8, model matching is one that's sort of been put together by myself and a couple of others on our Discord server. If you get yourself in the Discord server, you can download the model matching so you can use it yourself, and there's great instructions there from our channel member Nick, so do go ahead and read that. Really, really good. Right, parking brakes on. We'll wait for the pushback tug to return. 28.9.
Charlie Golf, takeoff runway 22 right let go on Charlie departure, Copenhagen traffic.
So he's on the same departure as us, but he'll be well out of the way.
Maybe TTP short final runway 2D left.
Okay, pushback tug is now getting clear. We'll announce our taxi intentions. Castro traffic, Scandinavian 51 Mike, taxi now via Mike Zulu Alpha, crossing runway 12 to hold at Alpha 3, runway 22 right. All is done there. Let's run the after start checklist as well. So engine mode selected to norm. APU, no anti-ice. Spoilers, rudder, flaps. And trim 28.9. Oh, I can't see. There we go, that's good enough. After start checklist. Anti-ice is off. ECAM status. Check the ECAM. Yep. All is fine and normal there. Pitch trim, as we've just said, 28.9. Rudder trim set 0. Release the parking brakes. And start to roll. Dennis, no, this is default scenery. I think this was updated in the last sim update. Which is nice to see. They do that with some of the major airports. They don't become handcrafted, but they do put some of the parking signs there.
North 777 Charlie Golf Airport, that's 1,500 on the Lango 1 Charlie departure.
So left turn now on to Mike. And then just before crossing this runway, we'll do our flight controls check. There's that aircraft that we just heard. That was on on finals for 22 left. The Discord.
Vacating runway 2 left.
It's okay, just got to stop and listen to ATC. The Discord channel you're looking for is the pilot's briefing room. Okay, so we'll hold here, we'll do a flight controls check. Full left, full right, neutral, full up, full down, neutral and rudder, full right, rudder, full left, and neutral. So let's just do our pets check, and QH still 1017, no performance change. Engine out procedure is that left turn passing 1,300 feet. Correction, 1,600 feet to the CDA VOR. We will come back and land here. And departure matches what we have in the FMGC. Stop altitude is flight level 070. Let's run our before takeoff checklist to the line. Flight controls have been checked. We've done our departure briefing. Flap setting is config 1. FMA takeoff data is 147 blue, 148 magenta. Climb nav blue, 7000 blue, 1FD2, and a flex of 70. So now we're taxiing on Alpha to holding point Alpha 3, which, as the name would suggest, is 1, 2, 3 on the left. Hopefully the signs will help us here.
Cabin crew seat for takeoff, please.
So here is Alpha 1. What a lovely day in Denmark. I don't think the weather's going to be quite as nice in London today. Here's number 2. Yeah, those taxi signs are indeed the same. HD, we could have taken A1 or A2 because obviously we're adding length to the runway, aren't we? But let's go Alpha 3. We're here now. And we'll just stop there. Get all the lights on, configure, make the ATC call, and then we'll roll onto the runway and depart. So, can't see or hear any other traffic on the radio. Brake temperatures are all fine. Let's get the ground control off, shall we? Strobes on. All the lights on. We want TCAS and transponder. All is good there. And let's make the call. Castrop traffic, Scandinavian 51 Mike, lining up runway 22 right on the Lango 1 Charlie departure.
Have a nice flight, Easyjetsimpilot.
I think that was for me. Welcome, many thanks. 51 Mike. Okay, all looks good there. We're lined up. And before takeoff, checklist below the line. Cabin is secured. Engine mode select is norm. TCAS, TARA, PAX. Let's get the PAX off. And anti-ice not required. Let's go. Takeoff. Start the chrono. 50% N1. Engine stabilized and set takeoff thrust. Man flex SRS. Runway. We'll get airborne, then you can all tell me who you think's going to win tonight. 100 knots.
100 knots.
And V1, rotate.
Right. Hero.
So we need to fly straight out on the runway track until either 2 miles from Castrop or 1500 feet, whichever is later. And we'll set climb thrust. Thrust climb. Climb. Pack 1 back on. Get autopilot on in a moment. Passing S speed, flap 0, spoilers. Autopilot 1 engaged and pack 2 back on.
Sorry, 1 kilo pushback from the chart 736.
I like departing out of Castrop. It's pretty straightforward. Yakovic, no, I don't use Simleak for the Navigraph charts. There are aircraft, of course, which do have it sort of built in. I think the Dreamliner does, so you can see your aircraft on the ground. Don't think the A320 does. Well, the A320 doesn't. I think some airlines might have something on the fly pads. HD might be able to confirm that. So now we're at thrust climb, and we want standard pressure. No ATC around. Let's continue our climb. We'll go up to flight level 200 blue. Oops, my thrust lever must not be quite in the right detent there. It's flashing away. There we go. We'll release the cabin crew. Yeah, I'm passing flight level 080 and a straight out departure as well, heading to Heathrow.
Shortly begin our cabin service as we continue to climb to our cruising altitude. You may now use your electronic devices. Rechargeable battery packs are also available to purchase from our cabin crew. You can also ask them about joining our frequent flyers and becoming a channel member. Thank you.
Coming up on 10,000 feet, lights off. Airport's on the E-face, we'll just clear the RadNav page out. Check the progress page, and flight level 380 is well within our reach, so let's go for it. Flight level 380 is set, and 380 blue is confirmed. Weather is looking absolutely beautiful. I'm happy to turn the seatbelt signs off. Passengers can now roam around the cabin. Not literally, of course.
Ladies and gentlemen, the captain has turned off the seatbelt sign. The toilets are now available for use and you are free to stretch your legs in the cabin. We do however recommend that whenever you are in your seat, that you keep your seatbelt fastened at all times. This is in case of unexpected turbulence. Our cabin crew will be along shortly. Please contact them if you have any questions or require assistance. Thank you.
Yakovich, I'm on the dev build. The experimental build, don't use the experimental build. The experimental build is way behind the times, because that is what all of the new autopilot features, VNav, LNav, etc., is going to be implemented into. So they're not touching that, the fly-by-wire team, until it's all sorted. So yeah, don't use that. Stick with the dev build. The dev build is good. The dev build is king at the moment. So I'm hoping tonight, if any Danish fans are returning to Denmark on an even flight, it will be nice and subdued. Fingers crossed for us England fans, eh? So just passing flight level 160, just keeping an eye on that fuel burn as well. Yakovich will have to let us know what bugs you think you're encountering, see if we can help. And as I said before, if anyone has if anyone hasn't yet joined our Discord server, it is a great community, a great place for help, and lots of knowledgeable people on there who can hopefully help troubleshoot any issues you may have. So our Discord server, if I'll just get the Nightbot to ping that, actually. And welcome to our viewers on Facebook. Gary Duncan, I can see there as well. We are of course on Facebook and on Twitch, so good to see all you guys around. And I'm just checking, I don't think we've got any air traffic control in London at the moment. That is because the population of London will all be working really hard, extra overtime, to make sure they can knock off early before the match tonight. At least that's what I'm guessing. Lewis, if you want to become a member, mate, on YouTube, simply hit the red button on this stream. The red button. I think there should be a red join button for anyone that wants to support the channel. Big thanks to every one of the Easyjetsimpilot channel members. But yeah, it's just the red. I think it's a red join button. I'm gonna have to look now. Andy, it's coming home. Oh, I hope so. I hope so. I'm even letting my lad stay up late tonight to watch. That's how much I hope. Can you imagine if he missed it and they actually and they managed to do it? Lewis, it might be a blue join button. It's a blue join button next to the subscribe button, actually. If obviously you're already a subscriber, I believe. But yeah, just either on the homepage of the channel, they're just under the title where it shows how many subscribers we've got, etc. There should be a blue join button. Puerto, greetings from Spain. Oh, you love the channel. Oh, thanks so much. And the passion for flying. Oh, huge passion for flying. I would do this all if I could turn this into a full-time job. I honestly would do. I think it's great, and you guys make it so. Rockstar Energy, good afternoon to you as well. Great to see you. Chris Hogg, hope you're having a happy Wednesday. Hope we're going to make it happier for you tonight. I say we, obviously I'm nothing to do with it, but I hope the lads down at Wembley will all do us proud. So just keep monitoring that climb. Where are we now? Flight level 250, still burning a lot of fuel. Oh, I don't know, 2,000 kilogram per hour at the moment per engine. We'll see what it settles down to in the cruise. We have got that headwind that we spoke about a little bit earlier. Rockstar, score prediction for tonight is a tough one, isn't it? It's a tough one. You can give a great score prediction. You can say, oh, it's going to be 2-0 England, 3-0 England, but, or even 2-1 England, 2-3 England. But if Denmark scored first, what would happen? We've not seen that yet in the Euros. We've not seen that yet. Lewis, you still can't see it. Right, Lewis, are you on our Discord? I'm going to ping you a picture over. Could someone just someone else try and show Lewis where the join button is, the blue join button to become channel member. HD, off air for a bit. I'm sure you'll be back for the landing. See you very soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are about to commence our service of hot drinks and alcoholic beverages. Please assist us by ensuring your tray tables are down and that the aisles are kept clear of bags. Our drinks menu can be found in the pocket in front of you. We serve a variety of local and international coffee, tea, beers, wines, and spirits. Please note that alcoholic drinks will not be served to those under 18 years of age. We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support of this channel.
So Chris, you're enjoying the new Ryanair mission pack? Yeah. I just kind of wish it wasn't Ryanair. They could have picked any airline, couldn't they? Chris, today we are Scandinavian. Quick look outside for you. 1 second. Just keep an eye. Flight level 300 is coming up. Yeah, so we're Scandinavian for you today. And looking very nice and cool with the bandit mask livery as well. And I forgot who was asking which registration we had today. There's the registration. Sierra Echo Romeo Oscar Juliet. Alistair Blackby, Denmark are going to win. They're probably the best football team in the world. Now there's a bold claim. Captain Abdurrahim, how do you pop up the V-Pilot window when you're on full screen? Well, I don't fly on full screen for that very reason. There's so many little apps and things that I need access to that that I can't I can't fly in full screen just because, as I say, I need access to those. Rockstar, you have self-loading cargo and you can't connect it to Microsoft Flight Simulator. Right, there's a reason for that. You need to make sure you've got FSUIPC installed as well. So once that's installed, it'll all work absolutely fine. So do a quick Google check for that. FSUIPC. But the operational flight plan should be a pinned message right at the top. So hopefully we'll be able to get hold of that and see where we are. How are we doing with this climb? Coming up on 325. So we should be on the ground in about an hour and 15 minutes, hour and 20. It's not a long flight, is it? Short hop across from Copenhagen. How about you've got that good stuff? Rockstar, is there a link in the Discord for the other requirement? Do you mean FSUIPC? You can download that. There's a free version. You can either register the project, but you don't need to register it and buy it for using self-loading cargo. In fact, I think in the documentation for self-loading cargo, it also gives you that information. And RCA, thank you so much for donating, not donating, sorry, for subscribing to the channel. Thrust climb. I wonder if my throttle intents are just not quite accurate. I just need to keep an eye on that. Certainly looks like they're in the correct detent down there, doesn't it? We Maxwell as well. Thank you very much for subscribing to the channel. Great to have you on board. Quick ATC check. Eurocontrol East is online, and Maastricht radar. I don't think we're going to be coming into contact with any of those, sadly. Thrust climb again, just getting highlighted. Let me just jiggle my thrust levers a little bit to make sure they're in the correct detent. There we go. Hopefully that'll stay in the right place. But Rockstar Energy, I had the same problem. I opened self-loading cargo, didn't read the manual, and just wanted to crack on and get going. And yeah, I just had the same problem. It wouldn't connect. It just said it's not connected, no matter what I did. And then I read the manual and found out I needed to download a secondary program as well that just runs in the background, so you don't even know it's there. It's not like a window or anything. It's not so much an add-on, it's just something which talks to mods, so it connects the simulator to mods. Chris, you can now hear music in the background, just chilling, because thanks to those that have donated and contributed to the channel, we've now subscribed to streaming music as well, so we can have a little bit of atmosphere on our flights. Really good for the long haul flights. Matt P, shall I give them a bumpy ride? Good afternoon. Oh, ply them all with too much alcohol so they're asleep. Mayang on Facebook, thanks very much for the like. Hopefully, Chris, the music isn't too loud for you. We like to set a nice level, a nice balance. We're nearly up at our cruising altitude then. What was that? About flight level, it's going to be flight level 380. We'll then do some checks coming up at Deagle, see how the fuel's performing. Yakovic, are there any good takeoff calculators you can use? There's a couple, but they're just not quite as intuitive. They don't pull the METAR through automatically and stuff like that. I'm certain one will be developed. I'm sure it won't take too long either. So we'll just watch the mode changes come in as we approach flight level 380. There we go, and Mac Alt Star. And Alt Cruise. Nice smooth ride then. But you're impressed that... oh, sorry, you have the impression that the flight level is always higher than what you get from Zibrief. Are you flying short routes, Bart? Or exceedingly long routes? Two questions there. Callum, hi again, we're flying a Star. You're into Gatwick, your plane decided to go somewhere else. Do you fix this by using direct? Yeah. Oh, so chances are sometimes it does jump waypoints. That happens normally at the decel point. That's where the aircraft enters the approach phase of the flight. So what I tend to do is either do it myself. That doesn't eradicate the issue, though. So you can you do it yourself, but just keep an eye on where you're going. If this changes and starts diverting you straight towards the runway, quickly pull the heading bug, and then yes, as you've suggested, go direct and select the waypoint you were heading towards prior to that. So hopefully that will sort that out. And welcome to Callum Robertson. Callum, thank you so much for joining the First Officers Club, Callum. Free food and drink for you, and air traffic control just pinging me. So thank you, Callum, once again. You're very kind. Thank you for supporting the channel. Look forward to seeing you on many more flights in the future. Let's contact Maastricht on 13545. Didn't think we were going to get in there, but 13545 it is.
Stanza 8 Whiskey Charlie, descend level 230.
Maastricht Control, good afternoon, Scandinavian 5 on Mike, flight level 380, just passing Desgul.
Scandinavian 51 Mike, hello, Spark 0354.
0354 for Scandinavian 51 Mike. There we go. Squawk
Serbia
is
27
in.
Mike, Unicom, good day. Unicom to 27 Mike, good day.
Looks like London Control's online as well, 127.1, so we should have ATC coming into London.
Hello, identified. Climb to flight level 340, direct to Nimdi. Climb flight level 340, direct to Nimdi for Austrian 51 Alpha.
So Bart, just check your flight plan all the way through, because
Scandinavian 5-1 Mike identified. Proceed direct Abnet.
direct to Abned for Scandinavian 5-1 Mike. Just bear with me 1 second.
Hello, Saudi
Insert.
Echo, flight level 255, climbing flight level 300. Hello, Saudi 74 Echo identified. Direct to Galso, climb level 300.
271 miles away. So make sure that you check your operational flight plan for the full flight plan. It's not just this flight level here, that might not be your final flight plan level. What I tend to do is, just to get a quick view, is go right to the bottom and check your vertical sidewards profile of the flight. Sometimes you'll get an initial climb, then you'll be told to climb higher or even lower if the airways require you to do that. So that's where I would check to make sure that you've got the correct flight level all the way through the flight. Julian, when will the new flight plan be released? I know they're doing a little bit more work on it to try and fix some of the issues that we've seen on the stream and we don't like. So fingers crossed it'll be ready as soon as they've done everything. I can't give you a definitive answer, I'm afraid. Right, so we just need to do a fuel check as well. We've just been given a direct 2, which has sort of messed it up a little bit. So we've just passed Diggle, and that's 3.7. We've got 1.3 tons extra side. I should expect to see about 5 tons of fuel on board, and I've got just under 5 tons. Spot on. Happy with that.
135.3 for Virgin 206. Good day.
So that is all working quite nice. Nakivaturi, there is no VNAV, not just yet.
5 Hotel Whiskey, direct Madib.
Check Madib and Lufthansa 5 Hotel Whiskey.
Ladies and gentlemen from Cockpit, once again, just to let you know that we've reached our cruise level for today's flight. We're not anticipating any delays, so we should have you at your destination on time as planned. As the cabin crew make their way around the aircraft, please make sure the aisles are clear of any items on your way to sit back, relax, and enjoy the rest of the flight. Thank you.
HD, do I fancy a fuel balancing exercise? What, after the last time?
54 Unicom, good time.
I may have to try that when I'm not streaming and I'm not on VATSIM. There's been lots of talk as well about the rat working as well. And the reason I know that this did work was because when it was first implemented, I tested it out as part of the FlyByWire QA team. So yeah, it worked really nice.
Lufthansa 47 Echo, switch to Unicom, ciao. Unicom 47 Echo, ciao.
Alpine 6 each for leaving from Luton.
Alpine 6-3 Charlie uniform, you can switch to Unicom, goodbye. Unicom, bye-bye, 6
Rockstar, yeah, you don't need the registration. You can use the free version. That works absolutely fine. Let's have a look at this approach, shall we? So here's our initial fix, the start of the approach, the balmy waypoint. Let's just check all that is coded in correctly and matches up.
Likewise. Stop Swiss 908 Quebec Kilo, hello identified. When ready.
Actually no, it won't do it, ignore that. We're on the Logan arrival, so we start at Logan. So it's going to be Logan, Sabre, Brazo, Whistle, and then Lamborghini. And we want to be flight level 250 at Logan. So I'm going to put Logan in here. 292 miles away.
Lufthansa 1553.
And then as we're coming in via Lambourne, I'm going to put the Lambourne VOR in here again to help me with my descent, as we don't have VNAV, so we can use that. I think the descent planning HTs pretty much mimics the constraints, doesn't it? Yeah, Logan 250, Sabre 160, and then flight level 70 by Lambourne.
Your control centre, very good afternoon, Tom Jet 1173 is with you.
Frederick, good luck for tonight. We'll need it. Greetings from Denmark. Frederick, good luck to you as well, my friend, but not too much. Julian Muller, nice work. First time you managed to watch a live stream, but you've learned to control the A320 while I was watching a lot of the videos. Thanks very much, Julian. Great to have you on board. Chris, is there any other way to record your own cabin announcements? If you're wanting your own cabin announcements, then obviously you have to use sort of your own voice. That's the only way you can really do that. Fly with Capt X, good afternoon.
Tomjet 1173, your identify level 340, proceed direct to Sogmi. Direct Sogmi, Tomjet 173.
So we are going to begin our descent towards the Logan waypoint. We'll begin that around, looking at that headwind, we can do that around 50 miles away.
Lufthansa 5 Hotel Whiskey request descent.
Lufthansa 5 Hotel Whiskey, descend flight level 210.
Maybe a bit less actually.
Lufthansa 5 Hotel Whiskey.
The exact calculation's 39 miles away, but I think we should be alright with that headwind, so maybe a bit 40 miles away.
Stratus 1242, descend level 350.
Smooth flying, good afternoon, hope you're well.
Stratus 1242.
Stratus airline, which Stratus call sign, which airline is that? I'm not familiar with that.
1242.
I'm just guessing it's Stratus Airlines, is that right?
Lufthansa 1153, descend level 340 for traffic. Confirm descend level 340. Yeah, I got hold of you, so descend level 350 for traffic, please. Descend level 350 for traffic. No worries. Lufthansa 1153, disregard, maintain level 360.
And Bart, Laureus Bart, welcome sir to the First Officers Club. Thank you so much for your support on the channel. Free alcohol for you on all our future flights. Thank you very, very much for your support, Bart. Great to have you on board now, and as I say, for future flights as well. Really do appreciate that, my friend. So thank you very, very much.
Lufthansa 5 Hotel Whiskey, Unicom, goodbye.
So, mate, can we program the descent? No. You can't program the descent, but you can work out how to do the descent. There is a video on the channel explaining how you can work that out. If you want to check that out. Basically, it's the altitude you want to lose, divided by 1,000, multiplied by 3. So as long as you can multiply or divide by 3, you're all right. So for instance, I've got time to talk you through this one. Captain Hoodrings T, good afternoon. So we are at 380, so we're at 38,000 feet. We need to get to
0356.
Flight level 250.
0356.
So all I do is 38 minus 25, which is 13. So we need to lose 13,000 feet. 13, and it's 13 multiplied by 3, which is 39.
Ryanair 5 Zulu Romeo, contact Eurocontrol East on 135.3. Goodbye.
So yeah.
Eurocontrol
I use the first two numbers. Right, you've got to divide it by 1,000 if you're going to do the full calculation. So 38,000 feet minus 25,000 feet. That gives us an altitude of 13,000 feet. Sorry, a level of 13,000 feet we want to lose. An altitude of 13,000 feet we want to lose. So 13 multiplied by 3. That's the sum I've quickly just done. 38 minus 25 times 3 gives us 39, and that's miles. So we want to start this at about 39 miles away. Smooth flying, how good is the Simbri fuel calculations? Well, they're really, really good. But sometimes if the simulator's not accurate, that's where we can run into trouble. But we can check that. Again then, as HD has just said, you add or subtract a mile for every 10 knots of headwind or tailwind, so we could actually add, at this we could add 6 to it, so 39 add 6 is, sorry, subtract, because it's a headwind, so 39 minus 6 rather. We could start that descent around 33 miles away. Cheese Icon, great name, hello. Callum, how do I know I'm X miles away from a waypoint? Is there a way to check? Yes, there is. Not in the default aircraft, only in the fly-by-wire aircraft. And this is a real function that they've put in as well. I use it every single flight. And that is on the prog page. So this is the waypoint that we want to be at flight level 250 for. That's what I'm using to mentally calculate my descent. So Logan, that's where we're going to start descending around 35-40 miles away from. And you're quite right, you need to know when you are 35-40 miles away from that particular waypoint. So you type it in, literally L-O-G-A-N, and pop it into here. And we're currently at a heading of 242. So sorry, that's where it is. It's bearing 242, and we're a distance of 237 miles away. So when that gets down to about 40 miles, that's when we'll begin the descent.
Maastricht radar, very good. Afternoon, Scandinavian 7001, passing flight level 323 for flight level 380.
Scandinavian 7001, hello Maastricht, squawk 0357.
Squawk 0357, Scandinavian 7001.
Hello Radar, Lufthansa 84, passing flight level 225, flight level 330.
So what I'm going to do is just keep an eye on that fuel.
Somebody else talking first. Beeline 2025, hello, squawk 03.
Is let's just pick a waypoint on the flight plan. We've obviously cleared that out. We can't do the Abeam version just yet. So let's just pick a waypoint on the flight plan. Let's check the PAM waypoint, shall we? See how far we are away from that. PAM. Oh, we're still 107 miles away from that. So pick one before it.
Continue climb flight level 300.
Echo Lima.
German wing 7170, sorry for delay, Unicom 122.
31 miles away from Echo Lima. So that's not bad. So at Echo Lima we should have around 4.2 tons in the tank. Again, that's working really nice. We've just got under 4.4. Spot on.
Lufthansa 8, correction, 9er 809er, hello, identified. Continue climb level 330.
Continue climb, Lufthansa 9er 809.
Lufthansa 884, direct to Okada.
Our cabin crew will be around shortly to commence our hot meal and snack service.
Beeline 2025 identified, call me ready for descent.
To assist our cabin crew, please keep the aisles free of bags and any other items you may have.
Condor 2, Echo Charlie, Unicom, goodbye.
Of the seat in front of you.
Unicom, goodbye, to Echo
There is
Charlie.
also a children's selection of
Zero
food and
control,
drinks
Max,
available.
Condor
Please disclose
536
any
uniform,
items you
video
may have
passing
in
flight
the bag
level
at the end of the aisle.
210.
We accept
Condor 536 uniform, hello, identified, climb to flight level 370, direct Tolvu.
Flight level 370, direct to 12. Condor 536 uniform.
HD, that is
Lufthansa 301, switch to
a
Unicom,
stroke of
goodbye.
genius. Why didn't I think of that? The problem is, it's probably going to
Cargo
take
plate 2 Victor, hello,
about 20 minutes for the simulator to load them. So, perhaps using the prog page may have been beneficial after all.
Request cockpit 10 minutes, Lufthansa 9er 809.
Can you please let the others talk first, yeah? That would be very nice of you.
The real aircraft doesn't have to wait for the RAM and the CPU to kick in.
So Lufthansa 9809, what would you like?
Chris, you can't get any sound at all. That's interesting.
Cockpit 10 minutes, Lufthansa 9er
Make sure on the settings page your voices are all clicked to enabled, and of course turn the volume up. And then you should be done. You can automatically address the cabin. I'll leave that turned off because I'd like to decide when I'm doing that.
Cargo looks like a Charlie, left turn direct Abnet.
And you've obviously got the sound effects, features, automate the seatbelt lines or automate in-flight services. So you can turn all those up and down, on and off.
Charlie, Roger. Approved.
I did think about using the RadNav page and turning that on.
Level 380, proceed direct to Flevo.
Climb level 380, proceed direct to Flevo, your time, 309.
Yeah, so it's about 17 miles over in that direction, isn't it? We'll know when we're a beam it and we can check. I want about 4.2 tons, and that's spot on. So that's working really nice. Better than yesterday. Seemed to be burning a bit much.
Saudi 74 Echo, contact London 127.1,
Oh, there we go.
goodbye.
It's populated.
127.1, Saudi 74 Echo, thank you, have a good day.
Likewise. Scandinavian 7001, direct Knockrow, climb level 380.
Direct Knockrow and climb flight level 380. Scandinavian 001.
Stratojet 1242, Unicom, goodbye.
Dr. Magic, what is the rat? The rat. It's the rapid air turbine, and it's basically the little windmill that drops out of the bottom front right of the aircraft, or front left as you look at it head on, and it provides electrical power using the wind should you lose the generators. There we go, directly abeam it, and 4.2 tons. I'm happy.
Sorry about that, Shubi, bye-bye.
Swiss 742, audio read, please.
Swiss 742, readability 5.
Thank you, sir.
Chris, have you tried to install any sound packs at all?
290.
Because if you do mess with the default folder, things don't work.
Below 2025, descend flight level 210.
Right, I'm going to get some weather for London Heathrow.
Osprey, hello, Lufthansa Yankee, passing flight level 208, flight level 270. Lufthansa 9 Yankee, Servus, squawk 0364. Squawk 0634, Lufthansa 9 Yankee.
And London Heathrow 80's arrival is 27 right, departure is 27 left. Okay, let's just change that. We've got 27 left in that. Oh, actually, they normally swap over the runways in around 14 minutes' time. I may just send them a quick message just to see if VATSIM are going to emulate that. So let me just message them. So I've just messaged London Heathrow just to ask, because we should be with them in around 45 minutes, asking will the runways swap over at 3 PM or so we can expect a runway 27 left landing. Let's see what comes in. We'll start getting that metal put into the performance page.
Direct to Unoko. Continue climb flight 270 and direct to Unoko, Lufthansa 9 Yankee, thanks. Line 2025, Unicom, goodbye.
I'm back to cockpit, Lufthansa 9080, 90.
Bye-bye.
And just reading that ATIS as well for London Heathrow. What is the transition level? 750.
Hello, there's nobody active in Geneva for the moment, so Unicom.
QNH for Heathrow is 1013.
No, I'm joking, there is tower actually, I see, sorry. Contact tower 118.7.
Temperature is 20. Wind is 200 at 12.
Roger.
A little bit more of a crosswind than we had yesterday.
Golf Tango Foxtrot, any reason for why you're flying the wrong way?
Oh, HD, of course I do. It's 6,000 feet.
No worries, make a right turn direct to Kenum.
I've not filled in the barrow yet. I want to know which runway we're going to be using.
Lufthansa 1153, descend level 240. 240.
So 27 right is in use for landing at the moment, but at 3 o'clock they normally swap over, so 23 left should be in use by the time we get there. If we plan for 27 left, frequency is 109.5, landing elevation 77, and then very important, missed approach 2000. And platform is 2,500. Minimum safe altitude is 2,100. And the decision still going to be Cat 1, isn't it? Runway visual range is fine. 277. I think there's only 1 foot difference between the two runways.
Condor 536 uniform, requesting 5 minutes output.
Chris, yes, of course you can. Of course you can. John, they swapped the runways over for the residents so that different residents have to put up with the noise. They swap halfway through the day, so the aircraft come in different ways. And if they were to swap over, then the arrival for 27 right is still the Logan 2H. Zorro DK Gaming, hello from Denmark. How are you feeling about tonight, or don't you care? Right, let's just check. Well, that's helpful. Probably. Okay, we'll plan for 27 left.
Transavia 576 Charlie, hello, Squawk 0365.
Squawk 065 with Transavia 576 Charlie.
0365.
So, 100 miles until we start our descent.
Transavia 576 Charlie.
Astrid 90901, Maastricht.
So Zorro DK Gaming, you think it's going to be a great game? Although you won't have many fans. I think you got about 8,000. 8,000 fans. We'll be able to hear you. I'm certain of that.
Lufthansa 1153, contact Langen 120.8, goodbye.
So I don't think I've asked this question yet, probably because I'm not sure I want to know the answer. Type into the chat, guys, who's going to win tonight? England or Denmark? And let me know if you're going to be biased. if you are from the UK.
Unicom for Lufthansa 8176. Thanks for the service. Bye-bye.
Welcome.
Maybe even give us a score prediction as well. Let me know. What do you think?
Ladies and gentlemen, take advantage today of some fantastic savings and offers from our in-flight magazine. This can be found in the back pocket of the seat in front of you. These shopping ideas and gifts offer you tax-free
EG230 Delta, switch to Unicom, goodbye.
anywhere else and exclusive.
Switching to Unicom, good day, EG230 Delta.
Crew will be around shortly to also offer you the chance to purchase airline lottery tickets. There is a chance.
Swiss 742, when ready, descend level 240.
We accept payment in cash or credit and debit cards. Thank you for your support.
Yes, Swiss 42, ready after the 80 mile, next call mile.
Roger, when ready, descend 240. You can descend without
So
report.
the poll coming in.
Okay, they are descending to
And,
240.
You know, Crumpet, I'm with you. The ITV curse. If England lose tonight, we need a petition. No more England matches on ITV. Has to remain on the BBC.
Hello, Beauty 3 Mike Bravo, Squawk 0366, climb level 330.
0366, climb flight level 330, and I did call Eurocontrol before departing, and they said, yo Matt, it's correct RT when you are on.
Lovely to hear that,
But
thank you so much.
as long as whoever wins tonight beats Italy, it's all fine.
Welcome back.
Well, that's true. If we do get beat, then at least we'll be able to say we got beat by the champions.
Thanks, bye-bye.
Danny, hello, sir. You would have just joined us, Danny. If Denmark have got the spirit, they may have a little chance, but otherwise, you see England winning absolutely no problem. Danny, I hope you're all right. Crumpet, is there already a petition for tonight's game? I think it may be a little bit late to to sort that out. But where is that? I'll sign it. I think I just prefer the BBC anyway.
576 Charlie, request for the descent.
Transasia 576 Charlie, descend flight level 200.
Descend flight level 200, Transasia 576 Charlie.
North Shuttle 3503, descend flight level 280.
Brian Crawley, good afternoon. Hope you're well.
UT3 Mike Bravo, identified, direct Begar, climb level 330.
And Kevin on Facebook, thank you for the like. Zora, did I see the interview with goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel? Is that the point when he asks, when we asked him about singing the Three Lions song, and he went, "What does that even mean? Has this trophy ever come home? They've never won it."
North Shuttle 3503.
Bugner Basement, the coverage sucks. You missed the only England goal scored in South Africa 2010 due to the feed cutting out at the wrong moment. That was probably the highlight of the World Cup for us, wasn't it? We didn't exactly cover ourselves in glory back in 2010. Aerocraft Aviation, you are from Canada, so you haven't got a clue who goalkeeper Kasper Schmeichel is. The son of Peter Schmeichel.
Flying, I hope that you have as many sims as possible because I'm not stepping in your airplane.
Exactly. And we had to leave our passengers back because ambulance so short. So we'd like 390 when it's available, or possibly 41 eventually, so 39 for now.
3 Mike Bravo, you can climb now to 37. I've noted the 41, I call you back for higher.
Hey, that's cool, thanks man. Climbing now, flight level 370.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee, descend level 200.
Descend level 200, Lufthansa 9 Yankee.
Buggerbasin, definitely one to forget. Yeah, it was a rubbish World Cup. Was that Fabio Capello, wasn't it then? HD, as much as you hate to admit it, the delusion the press and some supporters have is a bit much. Oh, I was listening to Radio 5 this morning, and one supporter came on and said, "Oh yeah, England will do it, and you know they'll just go whole hog and probably win 7-8-0." I thought, what? I'd take a boring game and 1-0. Alsa, it's coming on Sunday, Italy versus England. Oh, don't jinx it. Not yet.
North Shuttle 3503, switch to Unicom, goodbye.
Zero, you are from Belgium, so you're supporting everybody who isn't Italy. So you don't really care about tonight's game. You're a neutral. You just hoping for a good, a good entertaining match.
Swiss 742, I need you to descend now, please, 240.
Someone needs to get down quickly.
Lufthansa 9 Yankee, contact the Langen radar 120.8, ciao.
108, Lufthansa 9 Yankee, schön auch, ciao.
Get out.
Zero control, good afternoon, EC29 Echo, flight level 360.
EC29 Echo, good afternoon, identify descent flight level 300.
Okay, so leaving mainland Europe, crossing the South North Sea. Or is that the Atlantic, HD? Let me check. And yeah, should be on the ground in a little over half an hour. Nice straight in approach as well from Lambourne, we like that. So let's just brief this approach once more. Obviously nice straight in from Logan, respecting the constraints all the way down. 250 and then 220 knots at Lambourne. From there we shall get ATC vectors because they are on the line from Lambourne. So we expect to leave Lambourne heading 273 unless told otherwise. ATC will have us following all the way in and expecting 27 left for our arrival. Okay, HD, it's not straight in, it's an S pattern, but we're coming in from the right side, so I'm happy enough to call that straight in. ATC may clear us straight in. Depending on traffic, we may get in straight from Lambourne. Then on taxi, well, let's hope we don't get the same as yesterday. We're going to land 27 left, and then I plan to vacate on November 5, unless at the very last minute we're told to go to November 6 because there's an aircraft lost on Alpha. HD, do you happen to have any idea where SAS normally park? I don't.
Jersey 4 Lima Echo, hello, Maastricht squawk 0370.
The climb rate can be seen using the green horizontal line just here. Obviously, if it's showing up 1,000 feet per minute, etc., 2,000 feet per minute, there you know you've got a good climb rate.
Climbing 250.
So we expect Terminal 2 Alpha. So then we can vacate, and then we will be under ATC guidance, but I'll expect then to backtrack towards Terminal 2A if they're also going to park us in the correct place.
Connect 66 Zulu, hello, identified 360, proceed direct Knockrow. Direct Knockrow,
May take us into Kilo.
Easy 29 Echo, descend level 200.
Just let us 200.
77 miles, not too long before we start heading down.
Jersey 4 Lima Echo, squawk 0370.
0370, Jersey 4 Lima Echo.
Overtuning on now for Scandinavian 51 Mike. Thanks very much for the service. Bye bye.
Ciao.
First 742 requesting descent to 7000.
Now, just double checking. I think London Control has actually gone offline, which is a shame. Have we got any approach for Heathrow? No, Heathrow approach isn't on, but Heathrow Tower is 118.5. So we're going to have to use TCAS to help with that. Right, in that case, let's go 122.8.
Jersey 4 Lima Echo identified, climb flight level 250.
And then we'll queue up the tower 1185. Aerocraft Aviation, goodbye, thanks for joining us. So HD, we're looking at 226. Oh, I see. Right, so straight in front. Parked facing north of the terminal. Good stuff. Shame air traffic control went offline, but we'll keep an eye on TCAS for that. So guys, before we start the descent, if you haven't hit the like button on the stream, please do so if you can. Would really appreciate that. Really does help with the channel statistics and YouTube. So that would be very kind of you if you would. So we've got our weather and landing information. FMGC is programmed and coded in correctly. Landing elevation is 77 and decision altitude is 277. Auto brake not required. We've done our arrival briefing and our taxi briefing too. We'll leave the terrain radar off. London's quite nice and low. Shouldn't really be flying into any terrain there. And not long before we start the descent, QNH is 1013. headwind still going to help us slow down. About 20 miles before we begin that descent. Strangely enough, the constraint at Logan isn't being shown, look. Not sure why. Sabre is though, 160. Still incorrect, of course, because it has the minus sign in front of it. We need to be at 160, not not below it. We also probably would look to be careful with that descent. There's 9,000 feet to lose there, but only 25 miles. So we'll probably be very slightly above the profile unless we get on that. Aboudi Faz, hello, thanks for watching, my friend. HD, did you just start typing that before I spoke? If so, I like it when that happens. We've got the headwind today, so that's in our favour. Yeah, and a speed constraint, we've got a max speed constraint of 250 knots at Whistle. Either way, we're about to start heading down.
Ladies and gentlemen, from flight deck once again, this is your captain speaking, and you will be delighted to hear that we will shortly be starting our descent into our destination. The cabin crew will shortly begin preparing the aircraft for our arrival, and if you could make sure all the aisles are now clear so that the cabin crew can make their way around the aircraft safely, that would be most appreciated. Thank you very much, and we hope you enjoyed your flight.
So we've got thrust idle, open descent 250 blue. Down we are going. Bart, do I use a real weather mod? You were flying live weather yesterday and had almost no clouds, but still lightning and thunders. No, this is all default. I haven't got any weather mods at all. I'd say 80% of the time it's pretty spot on. We have had occasions where the weather's been nowhere near what the METAR has suggested. So now I'm just monitoring that descent, 31 miles away, 10,000 feet to go, that's okay. Just double checking, paranoid check. TCAS is set to below, so we can keep an eye out for traffic around us. Well, whatever happens tonight in the football, at least we've flown some fans there. Like as I said earlier, I don't even know if they're actually allowed to travel or not. But there is meant to be around 8,000 Danish fans. in the stadium tonight. Hopefully all outsung by the, I imagine 52,000 English fans. Buddy, you hope we we do a butter landing. Well, I'll settle for the centre line and the landing zone, and if it's nice and smooth, that's a little bonus. Slightly below the profile at the moment, that's okay. Just keep an eye on that. So for those of you guys that work from home, how many started working extra early this morning so you could start to knock off in an hour or two and make sure you're well free for tonight's entertainment? Oh, look at that. I've not seen that before, not for a long time. 100% satisfied passengers. That's because they haven't seen the scoreline yet. And just checking, we've got 20,000 feet to lose by Lambourne, and we're 66 miles away from that. That's okay. Do just need to keep an eye on if any air traffic control pops up, because when you're in the latter stages of their approach, they do have a habit of just coming online and telling you to do something daft. Is anybody able to just hop onto Flight Radar 24 and see if 27 left is in use in the real world? I think it should be by now. That's speed alt cruise coming up. We're going to continue that descent now down to flight level 160. There's the mode change. It's just holding 2,200 feet per minute. And around 24 miles to go, that's okay. We'll keep this descent rate up, get us down nice and early. HD, thank you for the confirmation. 27 left is now in use. I said we'd be landing after 3 o'clock, so that's been planned perfectly. A few clouds coming, and we'll get the de-ice on as we approach those. Danny, I think Wembley will have about 8,000. I've got London Heathrow Tower all queued up, 118.5. There's an Etihad at the moment entering downwind for 27 left. London Heathrow traffic, Scandi 51 Mike on the Logan 2 hotel arrival, descending via the Star and 15 miles from Sabre. Has he still not updated his 80s? Well, I'm planning for 27 left. He did tell me that we should, well, no, his exact words were probably, weren't they? Probably 27 left. Okay, time to kill the music as we start concentrating on what's happening.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the cockpit, we're moving our descent into our destination. We're not expecting any air traffic control delays, so we should have you on ground shortly. If you could now please assist the cabin crew by tightening your tray tables and having the many litter as they come around, it would be most appreciated, and make sure you fasten your seatbelts. For safety reasons, please set off any electronic devices you have or switch air when you will on board. Please note the aircraft toilets will also shortly go out of use. Thank you, and we'll see you on the ground shortly.
London Heathrow Tower, Scandi 51 Mike. We're currently on our way into on the Logan 2 hotel arrival. Just confirm runway 27 left is now in use for landing, please.
Sorry, I was listening to another frequency to the station, just call.
Scandi 51 Mike, just confirm runway 27 left is now in use for landing, please. We're about 40 miles from you.
Scandi 5 on Mike, A from 27 left, and the information is kilo, and it's this one, 27 left, departing 27 left.
Thanks very much, we'll speak to you again soon, Scandi 51 Mike.
Speedbird 353, ready for taxi.
Okay, we're setting flight level 70 on our way down.
Hold Sierra Bravo 3.
We also need to start reducing speed as well.
Speedbird 353.
So speed and 1,100 feet per minute at the moment. In fact, I need to increase that slightly to 1,500 feet. HD, I regressed. I went back to Scandi. I promise, I'll call it Scandinavian. I'll stop being a lazy pilot. As I said last time, I think it's years of misspent use listening to the lazy pilots flying into Manchester. I was checking something here, the RadNav 109.5, yep, that's the one. Showers of rain again over London. Can't see any traffic on TCAS either at the moment, so that's good.
Shuttle 130 Heathrow Tower, hello. Continue approach runway 2.
So we'll just go back on to Unicom for the time being, make a few more calls, we'll get the seatbelt signs on. Approach checklist, minimums are set, 277, engine mode selector is normal, electronic flyback is stowed, we've briefed our approach. And the missed approach HG is 2,000 feet. Left turn 2,000 feet. Space Channel HD was asking what the missed approach altitude was and what the procedure was, basically to remind me and just flag it up in my memory that we know what we're doing should we end up going missed. HD is when passing 1,080 feet, it's a left track to 147 to 2,000 feet, and then when passing the London VOR at 6 miles, climb without delay to 3,000 feet. So we probably actually need to get that in. Should have flagged that up sooner. LON. 36 miles away, that's okay. That's popped in. 10,000 feet is coming up. We're not quite at 250 knots, are we? Let's just have a little bit of speed brake because we need to slow down to 220 knots by Lambourne. Landing lights coming on. Danny was probably. Danny says that the London, the national teams were flew into Luton instead of Heathrow. Oh, Heathrow's expensive to land at. Would it be possible to get footballs coming home? I played. Sadly not. Copyright violations. So we're slowing down a little bit now whilst continuing that descent to Lambourne at 70. Actually, I don't think we're doing too bad. That's okay. We've reduced that descent rate. I don't know if we did that HD just before you started typing that. What are we, about about 2.5 miles away? We're going to be slightly above flight level 70 by Lambourne, but we are at 220 knots, so that's good. HD Sing It. Wow, that wouldn't be a copyright strike. That would just be a violation against everything known to man if you heard me singing. Right, let's just go into manage mode for the heading. Sorry, selected mode for the heading, because it didn't want to play ball just there. Approach phase, I'm going to activate that now. That's done manually. We're at 7,000 feet. And let's continue our descent now down to 6,000 feet. I'm going to stay in heading mode and vector ourselves in here. Open descent 060 blue, but we're going to go to a standard pressure 6,000 feet for, oh come on, why have I got QFEs showing? There we go. 1013. Now we've got traffic just here. Which direction is he going, and is he coming into London Heathrow? If so, we'll fly the full published procedure. We should then add some track miles to this. Heathrow traffic, Scandinavian 5-1 Mike is 21 miles to the northeast of the field on the Logan 2 Hotel arrival for runway 27 left. Okay, we'll continue our descent now down to flight level 300. The glide slope is with us, so we'll go selected descent 800 feet per minute. Oh, of course. Yeah, well, I did think he was rather low. In which case, oh, what am I doing? Turning the wrong dial. In which case, he's not going to be in our way, is he? So we'll make left-hand turn now. And as we make this left-hand turn, I can't see any other traffic on TCAS. Let me just zoom out a little bit. Looks like we're going to be number one for landing then if we come in there. We're currently on that glide slope. However, the glide slope should start to come above us now if we start flying at a 90-degree angle towards that. So 3000 blue on our way down. And need to reduce speed to 180 knots. Might need some speed brakes to help us with that actually. Yeah.
Cabin crew, please prepare the cabin for landing.
HD, I've just flagged that mistake up as you were as you were typing that. Realised 180 knots is below green dot. Let's start configuring and get flaps 1 out. Speed checked. There's my ruler for the flight. Now this traffic's going to concern me. Alt star. Not sure what we can do with this traffic when there's no other. Right, tell you what we can do. Because I've not heard any calls on Unicom. We'll make a left-hand turn. We'll come in behind him. That's London City traffic, so that's okay. And now, let's go back round, join the ILS, and slow down. And we'll also get the localizer on as well. Okay, lock start set. And we'll go flaps 2. Speed is checked. Slowing down. Pull 160 knots. Giving plenty of space. Lock star. Just checking, I was still on Euricom. He's 7.5 miles ahead of us. There's localizer coming in. Approach mode is armed. All is good. Glide slope alive. Heathrow Tower, Scandinavian 5-1 Mike established, runway 27 left, 12 miles.
Seal over the 5 Mike Heathrow Tower, have a continue approach 27 left.
Continue approach, Scandinavian 5-1 Mike.
Spoonbird 353, taxi straight ahead, hold Alpha 3.
Taxi straight ahead, hold Alpha 3, Speedbird 353.
Once again, the weather is rubbish, just as it was yesterday, or is that just realistic?
Cabin crew, please take your seats for landing.
Glide slope start, missed approach set. Looks like a rain cloud right at the top of the airport at the moment. Mark, we can't tell HD to slow down. He's my PM. To calm down. He's my PM.
Clear for takeoff.
8 miles out.
7 right, Speedbird 353.
Don't think we need the anti-ice on now, do we? It's plenty warm enough. Mikael, what's the weather forecast away for the game tonight? That's a good question. Looking outside the window, we're 6 miles out. I'm still trying to find those landing lights, but we've got plenty of time as we're descending down now. So 6 miles, landing gear, spoilers, we'll ding the cabin, get the lights on.
Mike, runway 27 left, clear to land, surface wind is 210 degrees, 13 knots.
Clear to land, 27 left, Scandinavian 5-1 Mike. Here comes the rain. Flaps 3, speed checked. Flaps 3 and flaps full. Landing checklist, cabin is secured for landing, auto thrust speed, going around altitude 2000 set, ECAM memo, landing, no blue. Let's hunt for those landing lights, shall we? There they are.
Good afternoon, Shamrock 168 Echo.
And let's go manage speed, start slowing down to final approach speed.
Continue approach 27 left, Shamrock 168 Echo.
That's now coming into view. I'm happy to take the autopilot off. Autopilot 1-2 disengaged. Just watching that descent rate. Just get back on that glide slope. We were slightly below it, not too much.
Can you report your indicated airspeed?
Indicated right now is 160.
Echo.
Okay, Roger, just keep that top 40 me.
Wind's just blowing us over to the right. Let's get back on that centre line.
Super 1382 for taxi. Spirit 1382 taxi, straight ahead, hold short of 27 left at Sierra Bravo 3. Straight ahead, hold 27 left Sierra Bravo 3, Spirit 1382.
50, 40, Eurotrans 8293 ready taxi.
Eurotrans 8293 taxi, Sierra hold short to Victor.
Oh, goodness me, what's happened there?
Sierra hold short Victor, Eurotrans 8293.
Well, spoilers are deployed, but we're aquaplaning along the runway. I'm not entirely sure that's simulated accurately. Anyway, let's get off here. There's an aircraft behind us.
Sierra hold 27 left at Sierra 4 Whiskey, Eurotrans 8293.
Actually, Spirit 1382 taxi, right Sierra hold Sierra 1.
We have now arrived at our destination.
Right Sierra hold Sierra 1, Spirit
Preparing the
1382.
aircraft for deboarding. Can passengers please remain in your seats with your seatbelts
Oh, no, don't slow down that much.
Echo runway 27 left, close to land substance 210 degrees 13 knots after landing. Expedite to vacation traffic about 3 miles behind.
Santa Caroline to 27 left and we'll expedite our vacation Shamrock 168.
And then we want to go left here onto Bravo in a second. We'll get off of Alpha.
Taxi, link 34 right. Bravo stand 224.
Stand 224 and just repeat those taxi instructions please for Scandi 51 Mike.
Taxi, link 34 right. Bravo stand 224.
Link 34 right onto Bravo for stand 224. Thank you, Scandinavian 51 Mike.
Spirit 353 miles, you come 122 decimal 8.
122 decimal 8. Thank you for the great service. We'll see you next time. Spirit 353.
And looks like he's actually giving us the correct landing gate as well, so that's nice. Now all I've got to do is find it.
3163 San Francisco, discussing our clearance street, aircraft flight 8030
Stand by.
So it's going to be, that's 32, so it's going to be this next section just here, and it's 1, 2, 3, the fourth one on the, correction, the third one on the left.
Okay, looks like traffic's disconnected, so runway 27 left, declare takeoff, substance 200 gates 1 for knots.
So this is 226, 225, and then 2,
runway 27
2,
left, declare takeoff, substance 200 degrees 1.
4. And there's even ground vehicles waiting for us. How did they know?
Yeah.
That's impressive.
Eurotrans 8293 behind you, departing Concord at Sierra 4 Whiskey Cross, runway 27 left behind.
Behind Concord, cross 27 left, is there 4 Whiskey behind Eurotrans 8293?
Shamrock 168 Echo, ready for taxi.
Shamrock 168 Echo taxi, right out, accretion right to Bravo stand 221.
Right of Bravo 221, Shamrock 168 is
And stopped. Parking brakes are on. APU is running. Let's shut those engines down. Engine 1, engine 2. Seatbelt signs coming off. Clear that logbook in a moment. There we go.
Iberia 3163, report you standard aircraft type.
Rotating beacon light off. And we'll also get the push buttons off as well. Right. Danish fans, there we are. We've brought you here just for tonight. You'll be going back tomorrow, of course. Which light have I left on? The turn-off light. There we go. Will you be going back tomorrow? I wonder. I wonder. It's good fun, isn't it? It's good fun. And whatever happens, England have had a great tournament, and so have Denmark, to be fair. So thank you to all of you for joining me on this afternoon's stream. Of course, following the Euros, we'll be back in the EasyJet colours. We've not been in the EasyJet colours for such a long time, it seems. So that's going to be quite nice to return back to the EasyJet ways, flying the orange. And, oh Bart, have I fried the ground crew? I have indeed. Never mind. Get the APU, not the APU, sorry, the GPU on its way as well. Then we can cut that APU. That should be now moving. Here he comes. And luggage and catering also. Let's check our passengers deboarding. Indeed they are. Thank you very much to those guys for flying alongside us. Don't know what the touchdown rate was. Self-loading cargo says 117. What it didn't see afterwards was the aquaplaning that went with it. That was a bit strange. Not had that happen for a long time, but never mind. So everybody who's going to be watching the football tonight, good luck to whichever team you're supporting, but just a little bit more luck to England. A big thanks, as I say, to everyone for watching the stream today. Big thank you to those who've donated, contributed to the channel, and to our EasyJetimpilot members, new and old. Got a couple of new members joined today, so we'll see those again in the future. Big thanks, as always, to HD, and I look forward to seeing you on the next flight. Thanks for watching. I shall see you all again very, very soon. Bye bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight deck, this is your captain speaking, and we hope you enjoyed your flight with us today. On behalf of myself, the first officer, and the cabin crew, I'd like to wish you a safe and pleasant journey from the airport, and we hope to see you again very soon. For more information about becoming a channel member, please contact a member of the airline on your way out, and thank you very, very much for supporting